Hello, I'm Amanda Whewell and welcome to week 2 of the Project eARTH Mexican Embroidery Design Project. This week we're going to create the design for the embroidery, or start creating it, because you can carry this stage on next week as well. We're going to look at how you can combine the motifs and the drawings that you did last week into a complete design that can be stitched. You probably need to put quite a bit of thought into it. It takes a bit of practice and a bit of patience, but before too long you should have a really nice design put together. So I'm going to go straight into demonstration and I'll see you later. Bye. So today you're going to need your pencil, your eraser and sharpener. You might want your black felt tip pen. You're going to need the images that you drew last week, your little drawings and designs, maybe the sheets from the handout. You're going to need your big A3 sketchbook that's in the background there, and your square of coloured card. If you don't have a kit, the square of coloured card is a foot square or 30 centimetre square, and it's just to measure the finished size of the design. We want our design to be 30 centimetres square. So to start off with, put your piece of coloured card in the centre of your A3 page. It'll be the same width, so it'll fit perfectly that way. Put it in the middle the other way, draw a line down one side, the other side, move the card to the side, and that's your 12-inch 30 centimetre square, which is going to be the size of your finished design. I'm going to work through your PDF handout worksheet, pages 10 and 11, and I'm going to use the designs from there. So this is design A. These are just my examples. You don't have to copy these designs, but I'm going to show you how you can put them together in different ways to make your Otomi style picture. So I'm just using these. You'll draw straight onto your sheet there. So in this example, we've got a central motif. So I've got this animal in the centre, and then I've decorated the edge with some different plants from the design sheets. It's fairly standard. It almost looks like a picture. It's the right way up, but the animal isn't standing on anything. He's sort of floating in amongst the plants. We are making a design or a pattern. It doesn't have to be a realistic picture. You don't have to worry about scale. So the animal is bigger. The animal is the same size as the plants here. You know, these plants are huge compared to the animal. It doesn't matter about scale. It's to make a pattern or a design. But in this one, everything is basically the right way up. The things we have to notice are, have we filled the whole square? Well, that's pretty much filled the whole square. You could put something else here, but it might look a bit cluttered. Is our design well balanced? It doesn't look like everything's hanging in one corner. Although there's a space here, the animal's moving into it, and it looks like a well balanced design. And we also have to think about the space between the shapes. So if we look at the spaces, they look nice. There isn't any big gaping space anywhere. It all works well together. So we need to fill the space. We need to check the negative space, the area around the shapes. Does that all look good too? And is the whole thing well balanced? So on your handouts, you've also got design B, which is basically this design, but made slightly more complex or more difficult. And if you want to look at that, you can look at that on your handout. So that's your basic straightforward design. The next one we're going to look at is the symmetrical or mirror image design. So again, you're going to put your card on a piece of A3 paper, draw down the sides. This time, fold it over, fold it against this side that you've drawn down, fold it in half, and then do a very pale light line through the centre there. Then you can move your card to the side again. So we've now got two halves. And the example in your handout for the symmetrical design is this quite complex one here of the two birds. So it's not perfectly symmetrical and not a perfect mirror image, but if you put a mirror down there, this side would more or less be reflected. We've got a bird looking that way, and on this side a bird looking that way, looking at each other. We've got a flower on each side. We've got leaves on each side. It's nicely balanced between the two sides. If you want to have a go at doing a symmetrical design, the best way to start is to start with the centre. So on that one we've got a a plant coming up the middle here, and we could just put some leaves on that. But start with something up the middle, and then that helps you to get the rest of your design symmetrical or mirror image. So I've done that there on the bird one. We've got this coming up, we've got a big flower at the top and the bottom, different flowers, but it's balancing it out. So you then draw your design in here. So that was a bird, you could draw a fish for your design. Let's just do a fish there, and on this side you could do it the other way up. You could add a little bit more to this design by making it so that it works always round. So we've got a fish there and a fish there, swimming up and down. We could turn the sheet around, and this one might be upside down, one the right way up, but your design works in all different directions, so you could think about that. And then you want to balance it, so you might want to put a flower or something in each corner to balance it out. So that's your symmetrical design. The one on the sheet is the one with the birds. You can do it however you like. The final one we're going to look at is the quadrifoil design. So to do the quadrifoil design, you start with your piece of card again, draw your lines down each side to get your square, fold it in half against that line edge there, very pale line down the centre. Now pick your card up and turn it the other way, so you match it up with the edge of your sketchbook there and a line across that way as well. So you've split your page into 4 now, and the example in the handout is this one here with the bees. This is the quadrifoil design. Quadrifoil is an old French word, it means 4 leaves. I think it's the French word for a 4-leaf clover. So we've got 4 parts to the design. It's almost like a double symmetrical design. And this design works always round. We showed how you could do the symmetrical one to go like that. This one works in all directions. The easiest way to start a quadrifoil design is to start in the centre. So right in the centre, let's start with a flower, for instance, and then we'll take the design out from there. So I've got the flower. I started this one with a flower, and then I've taken some sort of leaf shapes out from the side. So we can just swirl some lines, kind of following our lines that we've drawn to divide the paper, but make it a bit swirly, a little bit less geometric. You might want to put a big leaf on the end of each of these. Just an example, it's exactly up to you what you put in your designs. You're going to use your own pictures. So now I've split it into 4, and on that one I've got the bee. Let's just do a little bug here just to show you a quick example. It's a funny little thing that, but as we say, they've got some unusual designs in this anyway. So let's do a little bug in each one. I don't know what kind of bug he is, but he's coming at you from all angles here. Let's give him some antennae. So the bugs flying in towards the flower in each one can go any way up. Obviously you're going to do him much nicer than that, but that's just to give you an example. And if you wanted to, you could put a little leaf or something in the corner, but whatever you do in one square, copy it in another. So you can draw it freehand, or you can use tracing. You can trace your images that you drew last week, so you could trace from the things you did last week. You can trace from the handouts. You can draw your own designs, but have a go at all 3 different styles. So the quadrifoil, the symmetrical, and the more standard picture type. And remember, check you've filled the whole square. Check that the spaces between the shapes work well, and that your design is well balanced. And you can carry this on next week. You don't have to finish it all today, but have a go. And if you get one that you're really happy with, you can outline it with your black felt tip pen. I'll see you next week.